we are knitting the mesh pattern in back and forth rows. The number of stitches for the mesh pattern in back and forth knitting should be a multiple of 3 plus 1 plus the edge stitches. We knit the pattern according to the chart shown in the video. This diagram shows only the front rows. The wrong side rows are knitted in purl stitches. The pattern consists of 4 rows. The pattern repeat is continuously repeated. Work this pattern from the first to the 4th row and then keep repeating these 4 rows. Next, watch a detailed explanation on how to knit this pattern. Let's start knitting our first pattern. Here is how it looks, the mesh pattern. In everyday language, it's also called the Bogatsky cross, among other names. So, this is how I knit it. The sample is knitted in back and forth rows, and I started with 2 edge stitches. Now I will show you how I begin. That is, let's imagine this is our first row. Here we've cast on the stitches. Then, on the wrong side, we've purled all the stitches, and then we begin here. We start knitting our pattern. We remove the first loop. Since we have 2 edge loops, we also remove the next one. So we slip the first 2 stitches, and then we start knitting our pattern. It consists of the following. The first stitch, this is the first row of our pattern. We knit it as a knit stitch, like this. Then we make a yarn over. We slip the next stitch and turn it like this. Then we knit the next 2 stitches as knit stitches. And we pull these 2 stitches through the one we slipped without knitting. Basically, that's it. That's the repeat of our pattern. After that, we no longer knit the first stitch. As a knit stitch, this was only at the beginning of the first row. We knit as follows. Yarn over, slip a stitch while turning it. 2 knit stitches. We've knitted it. Yarn over, slip a stitch without knitting, then 2 knit stitches and pull the slipped stitch over them. Here we've made a yarn over. Then we slip this stitch without knitting, turning it. 2 knit stitches, knit them, then pull them through our stitch. Next one you see here. Yarn over, turn, knit, and pull through our loop. And again, yarn over, turn, knit 2 stitches, and pull through. Just like that. That's the first row of our first pattern. This is how it looks. Knit to the end of the row, and we'll meet at the end of the row. And here are the last stitches. I've knitted them. Yarn over. I turn the stitch, slip it, 2 stitches and pull through. That's it. These are the last stitches. And then I have 2 edge stitches left. I slip one and purl the other, just like that. You can see how the edge stitches look. I'll explain later what this is for once the piece is finished. And I'll show you how nice it will look if we sew it together here. Next, the second row. In the second row of our pattern, including our purl stitches, we knit all stitches purlwise. We slip the first stitch and then purl, purl, purl. We knit the yarn overs purlwise so that there is a hole, not like with twisted stitches. Purl, purl, purl. And we knit all the following rows in the same way. All stitches purlwise. Only the first stitch, as always, we slip, and then all the rest are purled. Knit to the end of the row on your own and we'll meet up. And here I am, finishing the last stitches. And we purl all the stitches, including our 2 edge stitches. This is how our second row looks, the wrong side. We need to knit the third row in the same way as we did the first, just with a slight shift. That is, we see that here, between these stitches, we need to add a yarn over. See? So you see here is this stripe, and right here is the yarn over. So you knit this two, slip this one, yarn over. You knit these two, slip that one, and as a result, at the beginning of our row, we start with 2 edge stitches. We slip the first, slip the second, and we start like this. Slip the next one. This is the third row. Now knit these, knit 2, and pull this one through between them. We make a yarn over, and then we repeat the same thing in our third row as we did the first. We do everything the same way. The only difference, let me knit a bit more and show you. See, this is how it should turn out for you. Slip the yarn over, knit, knit, and pull this one that we slipped through between these two. That's it. And now look carefully. The yarn over should be here. See, I made a mistake again. And like this. So, if we started the first row with knit, yarn over, and did it, slip, and these two meaning we turn it over, twist it back if you forgot how to start, then this row we begin not with a yarn over, but like this. This is the edge stitch, slip it, knit, knit, and pull through, and that's the only difference. Now, you keep knitting to the end of our row, and at the end, I'll show you how we finish. And basically, the repeat of this pattern consists of 4 rows. The first and third rows are almost the same. Well, actually, they're knitted the same way. But the beginning of the first and third rows is different. That's why it comes out in a checkerboard pattern. We knit the first row, then the second is all purl stitches, the third row, and the fourth is all purl stitches. And that's how we repeat our pattern. Once again, I want to draw your attention to this. If you see that the yarn over is not between these 2 stitches, then you've made a mistake somewhere, so check carefully. That's it. I'm finishing up our third row. Yarn over, slip the stitch, 1, 2. Carefully pull it gently through here. Now make a yarn over, and then slowly and carefully knit the stitch. That's it. I slip 1 edge stitch and knit the other. And this is how we finish the third row. So we started the first row with 1 knit stitch and a yarn over, and we finished the third row with a yarn over and 1 knit stitch. The fourth row is worked the same way as the second and all the following rows. All the stitches are purled, except for this one. This is a pattern worked in flat rows. This is how we knit it. That's all. And now I'll explain how to knit it in a round. That's it. The fourth row is done. Our pattern is finished. This is what it looks like after knitting a few pattern repeats. As I mentioned, it consists of 4 rows. The number of stitches in our pattern repeat is 3 stitches. Plus, when knitting back and forth, 1 extra for symmetry and 2 edge stitches on each side. Or, as I have here, for edge stitches, for this kind of double edge stitch. If you need your edge not to curl, or if you want a very neat join here, I will show this in the main piece.